This fragrance is class, elegance, and it is a Sophia Grojsman classic. Beautiful. Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of the Fragrantician, where here on this channel we talk about nothing but fragrances. So in today's edition we are focusing on the perfumer Sophia Grojsman, who is a legend in perfumery. Now, this lady, what can we say? She has brought out legends. Estee Lauder, beautiful, is one of them. Another favourite of mine is Paris by Yves Saint Laurent. That is a beautiful rose violet fragrance. But today we are focusing on Lancome Tresor. Now, I have with me these two little ones. So I have a vintage and I have a reformulated version. Now, let me say, sometimes I need to eat my words. And when I first spoke about Tresor by Lancome, I did say I loved the vintage over the reformulated version. However, I've changed my mind, would you believe? I really do like the vintage, but I think the reformulated version deserves recognition. So I am going to talk about the reformulated version. Now, this came out in 1990, and Lancome had other fragrances before, but in 1990 it had an overhaul and it changed the face of the brand. The face behind the ad campaign was Isabella Rossellini. Now, Isabella Rossellini, who is the daughter of Ingrid Bergman, she portrayed this fragrance, but when Sophia Grojsman actually made this fragrance, she had a role in this fragrance, and so it was quite a collaboration between the two, and she played a role in this fragrance. So she just wasn't just a face behind the advertising marketing campaign. She actually picked this fragrance from different batches that Sophia Grojsman actually made. Now, I have a little 5ml bottle here. This fragrance is, I'm going to spray it on my hand. It is a peachy nectarine. It has peach blossom in. It has the apricot. It's peachiness, apricotiness, and that peachiness runs all the way from the beginning to the end, combined with sandalwood, a little bit of vanilla, a rose in there, rose petals. It's got rose petals in here. It's powdery as well. It's powdery sugared almonds. If you envisage a peach cream puff with powdery almonds and rose petals, rose petal icing sugar all over it, this is what this fragrance is. It is such a classy fragrance. It is a magical masterpiece. Now, the pre-reformulated version, the peach in there is slightly more bitter, whereas the peach in this is slightly more powdery, I would say. That's the difference. And the longevity, I feel, and the performance works just as well after trying it. And it's such an underrated fragrance, so underrated. Now, peach on me. Now, when I first wore Tresor years ago, I actually wasn't very sure about it. I did like it, but I wasn't sure if the peach note worked on me. But in the reformulated version, I think this is absolutely beautiful. This fragrance is sweet as well. It has some sweetness about it, whereas the pre-reformulated version is slightly more bitter. There's a little bit of sweetness, but it's not as sweet. I have the pre-reformulated version on this hand. And I have the reformulated version on this hand. There's still the DNA there. They're still the same. They're still undeniably the same. But the 2D version, which is the more vintage one, compared to the 3D version, which you can see, which is the modern classic, I would say if you sliced the peach and you bit into it, there's some sweetness, but there's a little bit of tangy bitterness there as well. Whereas this peach, it has more of a liqueur sweetness about it, which is lovely. So this version, the peach is slightly more ripened, whereas the older version, the peach isn't as ripened. And the rose is more powdery and sweet in this compared to the original. How have I let this one bypass me? Because I wore this to work one day, several days ago, and my colleague, my co-worker, said that it smelt so different. She'd never smelt anything like it before. And it had projection there. It had, but not too strong projection, and it had lovely longevity on there as well. And the scent trail is beautiful on this fragrance as well. So it is a beautiful fragrance. Where would you wear this, and when would you wear this? Well, as I say, I've worn it to work. It is a work appropriate fragrance, but it takes you from that daytime office job to the evening as well. So you could easily wear killer heels and a little black dress or a little black outfit with this, as well as a crisp white shirt and some jeans. It has that versatility about it. So it has that versatility about it, but it also, I feel, it is an all year round fragrance. Why reserve a fragrance for a special occasion? I wouldn't do this. This isn't a special occasion fragrance. It could be, but this could easily be a signature scent fragrance as well. Sophia Grojsman herself, she manages to have that DNA. So if you love Beautiful by Estee Lauder, you love those florals, if you love Yves Saint Laurent Paris, it still has that magical quality. There's another fragrance called Outrageous by Frédéric Now, which she created as well, which is more of a brighter fragrance, but it still manages to, she still manages to inject a little bit of her quirky personality into this, and that's what I like about it. It is a classic fragrance. It's now 31 years old. Yes, it has a modern interpretation compared to when it originally came out, but it still has a cult following. It is classy, it is elegant, it is everything that you would want to wear in a classy fragrance. But I think it is just as appealing, I think, to a younger audience as well as an older audience. The sweet powderiness of the peach and the roses and that almond-like feel, slight almond-like feel, is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Tresor by Lancome. So what's your favourite Tresor fragrance? Comment down below. Do you love Tresor? Has it been a signature of yours? Is it a hate of yours? That's absolutely fine. Comment down below. And until the next time, you've been watching another edition of The Fragrantician. And always remember, put your best face forward, whoever you're going to see in the day. Till the next time, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.